Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. Today, Bitcoin forms a brand new all-time high at $60,000. Remember, I've been talking about $60,000 could be coming right around the corner, specifically this weekend. Well, it did happen, and it looks like it wants to continue. So let me talk about what's going on with Bitcoin, why it's going up, why it's so hot, and of course, let's look at some news together. So, thanks for being here. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, 11 a.m., 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, right? So make sure you hit that notification bell and also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. All right, guys, a lot of excitement this morning, so let's do this. Let me change my screen here. Here we go. So, yesterday I started a stream showing this. Yesterday morning, in fact, I showed this channel. I'm like, it looks like Bitcoin's kind of predictable right now. Hitting the bottom, going to top, bottom, top. And yesterday afternoon, kind of stalled out a little bit, but didn't even hit the bottom of the channel. And then went boom. Boom this morning. And it climbed above and it hit 60,300. And now it's kind of settled a little bit under, but this is looking pretty good. It looks like it wants to utilize this as a support now. But overall, you know what? I've been saying for quite some time, Bitcoin cannot be stopped at this point. It's ready for the next leg up. And when it really starts moving, and that could happen later today or tomorrow, we could see some real explosiveness upwards. Because for the last 2 months, every time Bitcoin was ready to break out, and it does, and then boom, it breaks out in a very, very, very quick and explosive manner. And we could be seeing that right now after Bitcoin goes above 60,000 once again. So definitely very, very exciting. So what is driving this? What is driving this? Well, besides the fact that there is just so much buying going on, I found something else. I saw this. Texas Pad, appreciate it, although I don't like that project. I saw this, and this is kind of telling. Coinbase, this is not F2 pool outflow. This is Coinbase Pro outflow. Now, Coinbase is one of the biggest exchanges out there. A lot of people study Coinbase outflows because generally, when there's a mass amount of outflow from Coinbase, that means people are buying. A lot of people are buying. Institutional investors are buying. And they're taking it out. They're basically taking it out and put it into a custody service or put it in their own hardware wallet. Usually when you have a mass amount of inflows, that means they're about to sell. Outflows meaning that they bought and they're just taking it away. And look at this. Can you guys see this? This is crazy. Starting from about February 22nd, even though Bitcoin dipped from 58 down, you could see what has happened. The outflow has been increasing dramatically. It's double where it was previous months, going back all the way to 2020. So I think this is a very telling story. And what story is it telling? It's telling that a lot of people are buying Bitcoins right now. Like a lot, a ton. Despite the fact that Bitcoin's price is fluctuating between, our previous high of 58 down to 40 something, back up to now 60,000. You know what? There is a lot of buying going on right now. There is a ton of buying, and mostly from the institutional investors, from the Michael Saylors of the world and others that are just jumping in. And as I'm talking, Bitcoin is about to hit 60,000 again. It kind of tells you something, right? It kind of tells you something that these big boys, they don't care. They don't care if Bitcoin falls $10,000 tomorrow. What they're doing right now is buying as much as they can. They're just accumulating as much as they can behind the scenes. And they don't really want you to know about it. They tell you after the fact, but they don't really want to know. They don't want you to know that they just purchased. Michael Saylor is the only person I know that reveals it. But even though he does, he reveals it after the fact. He doesn't tell you like, okay, right now I'm going to buy it, right? So these big boys, man, they're buying as much as they can right now, which is why I've been telling you guys too. Don't sleep on Bitcoin. I know that, right now, altcoins are very exciting. I'm very excited about them too. They're having huge gains, but man, these institutional investors, they're buying Bitcoin like there's going to be no more. And that's exactly true because there is a set supply and they all really want as many as they can right now. I mean, I don't think anyone's shown this before, but this is a huge jump, a really big change from just 1 month ago till now. So I think this is just going to increase and increase and increase. And something else that I'm very happy to see is take a look at the liquidations this morning. Guess what? The shorts got wrecked this morning. That's what I've been waiting for. Remember, the last few weeks, the longs were getting wrecked. Well, this morning, payback time. So this huge green spike right here represents the shorts. So this morning, only about 13 million longs got liquidated, but 211 million got liquidated in terms of shorts. And then here's another 125 million, another 126 million. You add those up, that's about 300, close to 300 million of shorts that was liquidated. And as Bitcoin goes higher and higher, we're going to see this increase more and more and more. This is what I want to see, right? And this could have been a reason why Bitcoin jumped up so much, all of a sudden 2,000 points out of nowhere because of these liquidations. It could be that. So there's definitely people buying right now, buying a ton. To cause this kind of movement, I can't even imagine how much money it takes to do this and to break through that 58,000 wall. And now we're sitting right at $60,000. That's an enormous amount of money. So that kind of shows you how much is going to Bitcoin right now. And I thought it would be fun to look at this, the stock to flow of Bitcoin right now. And if you look at where we are versus the previous cycle, it barely hit orange. And, you know, back in 2017, when Bitcoin hit orange, that was when it hit around $1,000. Believe it or not, that was February 2017. That's when Bitcoin first hit $1,000 for that year. And we know that from that orange point to the light green point, it went from 1,000 or 1,200 to 20,000. And that's what we're at right now. We're at barely the orange point. We didn't even get into yellow yet. So if this continues on, we're going to shatter through this 100,000 like it's nothing and end up where a lot of people think it will by the end of this year, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. I mean, this is just increasing at an exponential rate right now. And it's going to shatter through the stock to flow model in a big way, kind of like this, right? Kind of like that. We're probably going to end up here somewhere between $100,000 and $1 million. So that's looking very, very encouraging as well. All right. Also, what's driving this is the stimulus. Stimulus checks. People have stated they already received it. You might want to check your bank account because maybe you already received it. The IRS is getting very fast at this because they have done it 3 times now or twice. This is the 3rd time, and they're very efficient at just handing people money instantly. So you may want to check your bank account to see if you received additional $1,400 per person. And if you have kids, that's $1,400 per kid and your spouse. And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And you know what? A lot of retail people is go utilize that probably to buy crypto. Not everyone. The ones that really need it probably won't. But the ones that don't, they're probably going to utilize that to buy some crypto this weekend as everything is still very, very, very hot. All right. What else is there? Survey unveils 72% of U.S. accredited investors are planning to invest in DeFi in 2021. So kind of shows you U.S. accredited investors are people that have a net worth of basically $1 million plus. They're not ultra whales. You could consider them smaller whales or mid-sized whales, but these guys are planning to invest in DeFi because DeFi is here to stay. DeFi is not a fad. You think about it, I mean, you think about Bitcoin itself is really DeFi. It's decentralized finance. It's a new way, it's a new digital currency. It's a new currency. It's a new store of value, right? So if you think about it, Bitcoin itself is a DeFi, but not in the sense that we're used to, but DeFi is here to stay. The banking industry is going to get disrupted, and that's what everyone wants. Everyone hates banks and how they operate, especially the centralized banks, the central banks, right? And DeFi is changing. It's changing things. You can now deposit your crypto and get enormous amount of interest where a savings account gives you nothing, less than 1%. It's like 0.01% in your savings, right? And what about loans? You could get a loan, no credit check. If you have collateral, you could take out a loan instantly. That's not how it works with banks. They want to check your credit. They want to see where you work. You know, they want to see your whole history before they decide to let you take out a loan. Well, that doesn't happen in DeFi, right? So DeFi is here to stay. It's going to change. It's going to evolve, but it's definitely here to stay. And while I've been talking, Bitcoin is now above 60,000 again, and it may form a new high during this stream. The previous high was 60,400. Let's see where it could go. So yeah, a lot of people, wealthy people are looking at DeFi. So don't sleep on DeFi. FTX, a big exchange, though I don't know too much about FTX. I know they're created by Almeida Research, but they're in the talks to sponsor Miami Heat. So this is definitely starting, right? We have heard of Litecoin trying to do that with Miami Dolphins. I don't know if that still exists or not, or if it's a limited time thing. But now these big players, you know what? They definitely want to get in, including some of these NFT plays that I've been talking about, specifically like Chile's, which is rumored to be talking with the NFL right now, and they could be possibly doing something big. But who knows? It could expand to NBA and expand to hockey and baseball and everything else out there, right? So getting into sports is definitely huge, and all these very wealthy and prominent projects now are getting involved. So it's really not a surprise. All right, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, overall market cap above 1.8 trillion again. I forget what the high was. If we hit as high as 1.9 trillion before, but it is 1.8. Increase of 5%, and you have NFT plays that are still damn hot, like non-stop hot, and they just keep going up and up and up. But the ones that have stalled out a little bit could be a good time to stack up on them because they're taking a breather, and when they're done taking a breather, you could see massive gains like this, right? As hot as Chile's has been, going up almost 700% within the last 7 days. I want to mention that Chromia, who is, you know, their platform is about to be used for that new hot Alice token. They are up 800%. So I'm going to say that keep your eye on them, because despite the fact they're up 800%, they're still at 265 million market cap. When I came across Chile's, they were about $200 million market cap. And since then, they have gone up 20x. So just keep an eye on them. DeFi also today, okay, the biggest mover is SushiSwap. And I would say keep an eye on SushiSwap too, because SushiSwap has done tremendous moves. Despite the fact that Uniswap is now tremendous, I don't know what happened. I think their circulating supply increased because their dollar value actually didn't go up that much. Their all-time high was about $30, and they're still around there. But their market cap increased substantially, so they must have released more tokens to give them such a big edge. But SushiSwap is paving waves. I mean, they're partnering up with Yearn Finance. Grayscale is about to come out the Yearn Finance Trust. SushiSwap itself has moved to many different chains. They're not dependent on Ethereum anymore. So Sushi is doing good things. That's why I think they're up in a big way, and they can continue to go up. But, you know, of course, PancakeSwap is taking a breather right now. Biggest AMM on Binance Smart Chain. So don't sleep on them as well. Lastly, I want to check this real quick because Bitcoin is above $60,000. Let's just see where Bitcoin ranks right now. It is still at number 8. It would be considered the 6th biggest company on Earth. But you could see that it's coming closer to Alphabet. Alphabet has been, actually all these tech companies have been coming down a little bit. So pretty soon, Bitcoin will be bigger than Alphabet, which is Google. And look at it, there's only a $300 million difference between silver and Bitcoin. Bitcoin, and this is not even at above 60,000. Pretty soon, Bitcoin will be bigger than the world's silver supply. That's not just physical silver, that's paper silver too, with all of its derivatives. Bitcoin will be worth more than that. And then after being bigger in silver, the next guy is gold, right? Bitcoin will surpass gold, and in order to do that, it has to be above like $500,000, which is still almost like a 10x from here. That's why you don't want to be sleeping on Bitcoin. But you also don't want to be sleeping on altcoins too. I just got done talking about DeFi and NFTs. Definitely hot. They could definitely help carry your portfolio and gain on Bitcoin at this point. All right, before I get into Q&A, I have a new sponsor today, Uniqly. And I gotta say, this is the first time I've seen something that I think is really, really unique with NFTs. And this reminds me of Panini, which is a basketball or sports card producer. Panini basically dominates the space, and they have a blockchain setup that's very similar to Uniqly. So I just want to talk about it. They're in this play. They're in the NFT play right now. But what's interesting is they are an escrow service, and they will hold that and create NFTs for you that you can redeem. So I haven't heard that yet with NFTs right now. NFTs right now, everything is digital. But what they're trying to do is have you create, let's say, exclusive t-shirt or art or something. They will hold it for you. They will generate NFT, which then you can sell. And whoever collects the NFT, they have the digital version, but they can also go back to Uniqly and say, hey, I want to actually redeem that physical product, which should still be a one-of-one product, right? So basically, you get best of both worlds. So that's actually pretty unique. And of course, they're coming out the marketplace for that. They have this escrow service. They will do materialization in case if it's like a virtual item or something like that. So they're actually doing something unique. I'm actually surprised I don't hear more NFT companies do this. Like I said, Panini does it with basketball cards. So there are like blockchain cards, they call it, which is very similar to Top Shots, but kind of not. But you could also redeem like physical cards with that. And this is kind of like, this reminds me of that. But anyways, they're not operational yet. They're still going through their sales right now. But they do have a public whitelist right now, which you can, if you're interested, you can apply for. Unfortunately, if you're in the U.S., you cannot whitelist yourself. You cannot participate in these funding rounds. But for those of you guys that are not in the U.S., you can look at it, right? So Uniqly, pretty unique concept. I like the name too, Uniqly. All right, that is pretty much it. Let me turn it to you guys for some good old Q&A. Oh, by the way, I have the URL and everything for Uniqly in the description of this video. All right, I'll turn to you guys for a Q&A. In terms of super chats, let me look at a few of the ones I missed. A couple people asking about Bake. Bake is getting weaker now, quite honestly, because all these NFT plays are getting hot. So if you look at overall AMMs, DeFi stuff, they have been stalling out. I do think it's going to be a trend, so they will come back. People still utilize AMMs in a big way. So I think Bake still has a good shot of coming back. Although right now, even Pancake Swap is struggling a little bit. But yeah, I think they'll come back. I think they'll come back. What's a good entry point for Mana? Mana is one of the ones I've been saying too. When I've been creating these NFT play videos, I've been telling you guys, most of these have gone up hundreds of percents already. Wax is an old project. They've been coming up in a big way. I said they were undervalued. They're up in a big way. I think they're up 300% since then, since I've mentioned them. Decentraland also. They're up in a big way because they're a whole virtual world. Whether or not these will come down, it's hard to say because the whole market is exploding right now. There will be breather times. For example, Engine is not moving today. Orion Origin Protocol isn't, Theta isn't. So there'll be cool off periods. But are we going to see a big downturn? Possibly not until Bitcoin is ready to make a downturn. maybe at the end of the month, something like that. But right now, Bitcoin is heating up. If Bitcoin heats up, the entire market's going to heat up. So I do think there's a lot of room to grow. That's short term. Long term, I think all these projects are going to go up much more than where they are now. Much more. Because I think NFTs is definitely something kind of like DeFi. It's evolution. And a lot of companies, celebrities, a lot of attention is going to NFTs. So I don't think it will go away anytime soon. Heard of Student Coin? No, but I think Uniqly CEO created Student Coin. Thomas asked, "What's your favorite kind of fries?" I like sweet potato fries. I really like sweet potato fries, but they're not really good for you. But I do like them. Digo has a marketplace, cross chain. Yes, I've heard about them, and they got huge when they got added on Binance. Yeah, but I never liked this design. A lot of people ask me about it. It's like a Windows 95 design. I can't stand this. I can't stand it. But yeah, they basically have it all. Like you could stake, you could borrow, I believe, right? They have an NFT marketplace. Just create it. Yeah, I don't want to connect the wallet right now. They could be big, but they're more like fine. They're more DeFi than NFT, right? But maybe they're both, or maybe they're not. Maybe they're just NFT. I'll have to do more research into them, but I can't stand the website, to be honest. Link is fine. There's a lot of FUD about how the team is selling. But Link, just like everyone else, comes and goes with trends and phases. So it's not like it's bad right now. It's just that the big caps have kind of stopped moving for a little bit. All the money is going into like NFTs and stuff. I don't know anything about them. I really don't cover them. Crypto Geek, I've talked about Omi quite a bit. Ukomi. Yeah, they're partnered with DC and also an NFL too. They have their own marketplace, and they're built on top of GoChain. So, yeah, they're promising, but they're not a small cap. They're like 300-400 million already. So, if you look at this, it doesn't show up, but you go on CoinGecko, they're like 400 million. They're not small. VeChain, I just created a dedicated video on VeChain. So watch that. VeChain is coming up and it is gaining a lot of momentum. So I like them a lot. Theta, I like a lot. Luna, I talked about, I don't know what just happened here with Aave. They just like crashed, or CMC crashed. But Terra is one of those non-stop upward trajectory kind of coins. Very slow, but it's now at 13. I mean, they're up like 500% too within the last month or so. But a lot of these are. And also one that, I mentioned it last night, my new channel sponsor, Kava. They're also doing very well. They're up in a big way. Not so much today, but they're like an all-in-one DeFi cross-chain platform. They have it all. I think one clarification is they were built just like Binance Smart Chain, utilize Cosmos SDK, and because of that, they have interoperability now with all Cosmos chains. But whether or not they're on Cosmos, that's a different story. So I don't know if that's just like semantics, where if you say something is on a chain or something that's built with the chain's SDK, I don't know how you really define that. But as far as I know, like Cosmos is ecosystem of chains built with a SDK that's built with Tendermint consensus, and they can all talk to each other. That's essentially what Cosmos is, and yeah, Kava is also. So I just want to clarify that. Anyways, AMP, I just talked about last night. You gotta wait until retailers open. Until retailers open, they're not gonna be very high because no one is utilizing the Flex app. Too many people trying to shill Telcoin. I got off the bandwagon. For too long, they didn't update the community. I used to be big on Telcoin because I thought their remittance was a good idea. But there was like a period of like 2 years where they did not update their blog or update anything. And I'm like, okay, this group gave up. Maybe they didn't give up, but they didn't really educate anyone during that time. So I got off the bandwagon. And now a lot of people trying to shill it, but I don't particularly like it anymore. What else there? UFT claimed to be three times cheaper. Nah, there's a lot of players that's similar to Aave. If you're gonna be utilizing like a lending project, you better utilize one of the ones that is well known, right? You got Compound, you have Celsius, you have BlockFi, you have a lot of these guys, even Venus on Binance Smart Chain. Shopping. Crypto shopping experience. Buy from Amazon, okay, with 100 different cryptocurrencies. Okay. There was a plugin that allows you to do this, I thought. Oh, I looked at this before. Yeah, this turned me off. This is stupid. They want you to choose a plan. Well, I guess all you have to do is hold a certain amount of SPI, I guess, so you don't actually have to pay. But still, I think that's the wrong way to do it. I get they're trying to create incentive for their own SPI token, but if you're going to allow people to spend crypto, you should just do it as a plugin. You don't even need, like a Chrome plugin or something. You don't even need to have a whole dedicated site to it. So, not a fan. Wax P, yes, definitely a good one. Mike Novogratz is behind the project, a backer. So, yes. Engine is taking a break right now, but not really. It's been really, really, really hot. So, Engine is definitely one you don't want to sleep on. Just got done talking about Cosmos. I think they're a really good chain, a good group of chains. Carl, I just got done yesterday creating a video about KuCoin. The best place for a US person to buy a lot of these smaller altcoins is KuCoin. And I do have my affiliate link in the description of this video. Might have missed this. The technology being deployed. What is this? SC? Siacoin or Pundi? Are you talking about Pundi or... Yeah, I don't like Pundi. I've never liked Pundi. They're in a space that's just too competitive, and their terminals, I don't know how many terminals they actually sold. Before it was 5,000. I don't know, that gone up to 50,000 or a million. I don't know too much about it, but ultimately they're trying to be like a transactional currency, a day-to-day currency, and I don't see too much traction with that either. And honestly, I think like someone like them or someone, once they come out, will crush that space. Bluezell. I used to be big on Bluezell. They're interesting. Decentralized database, which is different than decentralized blockchain. They actually have like a way to make database retrievals and stuff very interesting, very quickly, very efficient. The thing is, Bluezell is in a space where it's catered to businesses, and businesses, they could be utilizing it, but for retail investors, that's not a very sexy project. Let's just say it that way. That's why a lot of these projects that are catered to businesses, and there's a lot, they're actually really good products. Another one is like LTO network, which allows businesses to create private chains that is regulated, but a lot of them just aren't very sexy for consumers right now, right? So unfortunately, they're in that phase. But if these guys really take off, Bluezell really takes off in the industry with their decentralized database, could be huge. Could be huge. Yeah, I love the algo team, but they haven't taken off, especially the leader, right? The MIT guy, I think the MIT professor. So Phantom is good. Phantom actually took a big breather. They jumped up in a big way and then just kind of stopped. I'm actually surprised by that because a lot of DeFi plays moved to Phantom. But once they hit, you could see once they hit about what 2 million market cap or 1 million, they've come down quite a bit. They went at a tremendous pump, but Phantom is a good project, but I'm surprised they've been so down recently, honestly. Strong block. I don't know what strong block is. They're on KuCoin. That's good, but no description. Wait, what's the description? Okay, governance token for strong block platform. That doesn't really explain anything. Make blockchain stronger, get rewarded. $11. Okay, what is it though? Provide liquidity for the protocol. Select a node to use. Govern the protocol. Yeah, I'm going to say, well, look at these guys. They have some impressive backgrounds for sure. But when you come to a website like, what is this? Rewards for nodes. Make blockchain stronger, get rewarded. What is it? They don't explain anything what strong block is. Even all the way here, they tell you the roadmap. They tell you to be involved by selecting a node and providing liquidity. But what is the project? See, that's just horrible marketing. Horrible marketing. Just like Woo Finance. Well, people told me to look at Woo Finance. I mean, you got these guys. They're expecting people to put millions and millions of dollars in a project, and they can't nail down their basic website. That's a big no-no. I mean, if you're in a business, can't do that. Safe Haven is more like a project to pass on your crypto to your loved ones once you pass away. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that. Like, if you really have a substantial amount to pass to your loved one, I don't know if I would trust Safe Haven to do so. It's based on like a time lock thing, and they email you. They tweeted me, which looks good, but still, I would say I would go with one of the big dogs, a true custodian to pass on your crypto. Hashgraph, not a fan of. Portion, license to sell Marvel and DC comic NFTs, but they're super low cap. Well, that could be a good thing if they actually do have that license. But I thought DC went to Omi. Come on now. That just took too long. Yeah, I don't like this website. Too much random garbage that doesn't belong. But I'll look into it. If they really do have a license to sell Marvel and DC comics on there, that would be pretty big. Matic, what's going on with Matic? I forgot. Thoughts on keeping Matic and Celsius app to earn 14%. I saw that. That's actually a crazy amount for APR. So it's not bad, not bad. I'm talking to Celsius. Maybe I could try to work out a partnership with them because I think a lot of you guys do like Celsius and use it a lot. So I'm thinking about that. Chromia. I like Chromia a lot. Let's just put it that way. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna get some lunch, but things are looking pretty damn hot today. Bitcoin forms a new high above 60,000. Right? Some of the altcoins are trailing, but once Bitcoin makes this jump and smooths out a little bit, man, more money is going to be flowing in. Overall, it's a very, very good day. So, like I've said, you could have some good moves, some good explosive moves on the weekend. And it looks like right now we're seeing it in a positive manner. So that's very good. So smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you stay tuned in tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys.